to make the argument that where you live matters far more than what your house is like or how your house functions. It is so important where your house is actually placed in a city, and we're talking specifically about the Omaha Metro. My name is Morgan Putnam, and I am a local realtor, and this is Adriana Ulrich with Valley Construction. Let's get into it. Thank you so much for stopping by the Omaha Insider YouTube channel. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to this channel so you're always the first to know what's going on in Omaha. And Adriana, do you want to talk a little bit about your channel?
Yeah, so my name is Adriana Ulrich. I own a construction company and I also have 5 kids. So I love to kind of just chit chat about all things motherhood while balancing business, but then also talk to other moms, and Morgan co-hosts that as well with me. So
Yes.
yeah, we're really excited to talk today.
Perfect. So I think where your house is located in the metro makes a world of a difference of what your lifestyle is actually going to look like.
For sure.
So it's really important, in my opinion, to more so buy a house based on location of what you're wanting your lifestyle to look like than a specific house. And oftentimes, I would say, especially buyers, when they haven't necessarily thought through this whole process before, they're thinking far more about the specific house. They want it to look a certain way. They have their little Pinterest board,
Instagram,
yes.
Everything has been happening.
The saved folder on Instagram of their dream house. And I'm not trying to discount that, because I think everybody should dream up and create a house that they love.
For sure.
But the most important thing is figuring out where you want your house to be for your lifestyle. Like, what do you want for a commute? What school do you want your kids to go to? If you're thinking about having kids, or if you already have kids, are you going to go private or public school? And that makes such a big difference, because there's so many people that end up having to move once they realize that this school system isn't working for their kids, or their kids are going to go private, and so they don't want to be near, like, in the public schools that they're in, because it doesn't actually matter what public school they're in, because they just want to be close to their private school.
Yeah.
So it's just trying to figure out more so what you want for your lifestyle. And like, it can be as nitty gritty as how close do you want to be to a specific grocery store. If you're one of those people that goes every single day to the same grocery store, like, you probably don't want to be super far from that grocery store. And people don't take this seriously enough, because it really does impact your lifestyle. Like, is there a specific gym that you go to all the time? And you don't necessarily want to be having like a 30-minute drive to the gym.
Definitely. No, I think that especially in Omaha, the longer that I've lived here, you can tell, I don't even want to say like boroughs, but it's like the best way that I can articulate it.
That makes Omaha sound so urban.
I know. But I feel like Gretna has its own vibe. Millard has its own vibe. Elkhorn has its own vibe. Bennington has its own vibe. And I mean, I've remodeled kind of throughout, and Westside definitely has its own vibe. And I think that people, tend to downplay just kind of like, what are the things every day that make you happy when you're not in your 8 to 5? Like, what are your hobbies? Like you said, where do you like to go? Where do you like to eat? And I think really focusing on that is important. And then I think also too, like, the kid thing, I kind of have mixed feelings on that, because I'm somebody who commuted for a really long time, like, for my stepkids, so that they could go to the school that they wanted to go to. But like, it was a school district I didn't want my children going to.
Yeah.
So, and also too, I think that you can sometimes think that a school district is for you, but it's so hard to tell, because it's like they're 3 and 4 and then they're in middle school, and then you're having issues, or you're not really loving how things are running. And then you then feel pressure to move. And so I think that you should put some weight on that and be conscientious of it. But when you're vetting school districts, I think it's really important to like try to find teachers who actually work for the school district, who will give you an off the record opinion, because I feel like the teachers know better than anyone else. They know the ugly dark side, and not that they're going to give you all of the dirt, but they were a huge proponent. Some of the teachers we knew, that's why my older stepkids go to private, is because like we just kind of heard some things that were happening at the district that weren't necessarily public facing, that we were like, and we're out.
Absolutely, which is so great. I mean, I really do feel like talking to teachers is hugely important, more so than admin, because they just have
They have a job. They have a job, and their job is to talk up their district and pretend like
Yes.
everything is going perfectly. So
Yes.
admin is probably the last place I would start, even though I do think you
Yes.
should tour schools. And I think Omaha's great because we do have amazing public schools and we have amazing private schools.
So
So
many options.
yeah, you really have so many options. So that's where it's like, and I think that kids are resilient to where it's like, I have a hard time believing that like anybody's kids would only do well in one specific area.
Absolutely.
And so that's where it's like, I think sometimes we get really hung up on the school district component of it, where it's like, that maybe needs to be lower down on the list. And you should be considering, like, especially if grandparents help, they're probably not going to be as willing to help if you're like 30 to 40 minutes out.
Yes.
You know, and so I get it. Maybe your husband or your spouse isn't wanting to live by family, but it's like if you're wanting family help, I don't think that you should make it very difficult either. Like, I do think home should be your favorite place to be. So you should absolutely love the home you're in. But I think that like you can get there over time. And we've really over romanticized that like whatever you purchase, you're going to fall in love immediately to where like maybe like it's the nerdy guy you're giving a chance.
Exactly.
You will fall in love with him over time.
What a
You know what I
perfect
mean?
example.
Like
Yes.
you just don't, things don't need to be perfect off the bat. And I think for some reason we've really bought into that, honestly, like consumerism portion of it to where it's like home ownership is like the ultimate American dream. But I think we need to be more open-minded that like your home doesn't need to be aesthetic, and potentially like being happy, being able to get the places you want to get to is just as important.
Exactly. I think that that is so important for people to think through. You can create that home. You can really turn the most basic house in the world into something absolutely amazing with time and these things.
DIY projects,
Yes.
actual renovations.
Yes, both.
Yeah, and also it's like no home is going to be perfect because I feel like the minute you get a home perfect, your season of life changes. Like what you
Yes.
need in a home when you have little kids is not the same as when you have teenagers or when you're empty nesters or once you become grandparents. Like it's a moving target. So you don't like there's always going to be 2 or 3 things that you're always going to want to change about your house. So it's like
Always,
we
'cause your
need
life
to just
changes.
drop it. Yeah,
Yes.
like
And yes, I think that along with that, people get caught up in trying to find this is our dream house, our forever house. But as you're saying, there really is no dream house or
No.
forever house because all of that is always evolving and
Yeah.
changing. You never know when something completely changed in your life, and all of a sudden your dream house is no longer your dream house because
life
You're-
changed. Life changed. No,
life has
you'll
completely
have
changed.
you'll have no
Like-
idea how many people we've met that build like brand new $1 million homes, and it's not because they weren't designed correctly or they weren't anything. It's just also sometimes once you're in a home, like you just realize you needed different things that you just didn't think about while you were designing the home. Like
totally, it can be as simple as that.
yeah, so it's like there's no amount of money that is,
Yeah.
and I guess that's what I'm trying to articulate. There's no amount of money that's gonna like fix this problem, and I think it's really just focusing like, do you want to be near like new and upcoming restaurants? Then you probably need to be closer to downtown where you can drive to newer upcoming restaurants. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Bennington, I think it's a great school district. I think it's a great community. They all seem really tight knit from what I know of it.
Yeah.
You're gonna spend 20 or 30 minutes getting to Target.
Yes,
So are
like,
you okay with that?
Or really a grocery store.
Yeah.
Like Bennington is basically like living in a small town in Omaha. It's
Yeah,
like a
that is
place.
true. Like I feel like
Like-
it's actually more isolated than Valley
Yes, in
is.
Valley. for
And so
sure.
it's like things you just have to be conscientious of when you're moving places. And then it's like right now, like Millard is super congested. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But if all of your things and all of your people are right there, then you probably should park it.
yeah,
like-
then it's like perfect. Stay there and enjoy it.
Yeah.
But like it's if you're living deep into Millard, but then you need a commute every day to downtown, like it might be
Probably-
good to
it might-
consider something else.
Yeah.
Because that is going to get very frustrating
Yeah.
with enough time. Or same with like Gretna. If you live in the depths of Gretna, getting downtown, that's going to take you a long time. You might want to consider just working in Lincoln
Yeah.
or something. It
For
might be
sure.
quicker.
For sure. Because I know something with me with like my profession, having like easy quick highway access is like paramount to where it's like we've looked at other properties and then we're like, how long does it take to get on the highway? And it's like immediately no.
Yes.
Like immediately no, because I need to be on the highway within 5 minutes because I drive so much. So
I think everybody wants to minimize the amount of time you spend in the car, no matter what.
Yeah,
Nobody loves sitting in the car
for
at all.
sure.
And believe it or not, Omaha does have traffic.
Yeah, we
Despite what people say, I mean, yes, it's far less than a lot of cities. It's
yeah.
like nothing compared to some cities, but there is still traffic. And I think people think that there's no traffic here, but there absolutely is. Just
Rush
sit.
hour is still a thing.
Yeah,
You
rush
know what I
hour is
mean?
still a
Like
thing.
everybody is still, and that's another thing too. It's like just because you work downtown, or no, you can live downtown and literally work in West Omaha.
Yeah,
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 like
for sure.
so I just think it's being open-minded and realistic about what's going on in your life and what you're trying to achieve. Like what does that next 5 or 10 years look like? Like are you a social
Yes,
butterfly? Because trust me, there's not brand new restaurants popping up in West Omaha all of the time. Like,
totally.
you know,
Like,
so
and then you can, yeah,
it's like, is there a social scene? Yeah.
for sure. And I think like in Omaha, the like around like people tend to socialize at country clubs. So like if you're
Yeah.
wanting to join a specific club,
Yeah.
I think it'd be great to probably live near
Near the
it
club
so you
for
can take
sure.
advantage of how
All the
expensive it
amenities.
is
No,
and you to like
definitely.
use the amenities. So you don't want
Yes.
to have to be like a 20-minute drive from your country club because it's just like one more barrier to you getting there and
For
using it.
sure.
And so I think if you can be somewhat close, that's great. And
Yeah.
there are still a decent amount of people that find a lot of community around their church community. And so
Hmm.
if you plan on being really involved with your church, uh,
Probably being closer is
being closer would
better
be
for
better.
sure.
And so it's just something to think about of like where do you actually spend your time other than work? Like
Yeah.
whether it's like going out to eat or going to church or going to a gym or going to a country club, then you really need to prioritize being close to those things instead of trying to be like building this like perfect house out in the middle of nowhere, but everything that you do is on like Interstate 680 and Pacific. Like you're gonna be
Yeah.
like really frustrated with that drive time all the time, or you're just gonna
No,
like
definitely. And I
not
think
go.
it sounds terrible, but it's like I would even almost argue that like being cognizant of where your children practice sports, especially if you're doing select,
For sure. Oh, that's a
like
world I never have to learn.
like I've been really fortunate that I've kind of weaseled my way out of that, but I know families that they're hockey families and they're traveling all the time on the weekends and ice skating practices at Moyland or I don't even know, Grover, the Grover rink.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like
totally.
those are your only two places or the Fremont ice skating rink. So it's
Hmm.
like if your son or your daughter has ice time 3 or 4 times a week and then you're gone on the weekends or there's a tournament at one of these places, like maybe live close.
Yes, I mean, I think you should absolutely live close. I mean, or else it's just gonna be so frustrating trying to
Exhausting.
get across the city quickly during high traffic times. It
Yeah.
just is not. It's just not
Yeah.
easy, to be
And then I would
honest.
even argue that all of these different areas have kind of their own like kind of subculture, so to speak, if that makes sense. Like a lot of people in Valley, like they're on these lakes. So there's a lot of like boating and things of that nature. So it's like if you're probably not into water, I wouldn't recommend it because a lot of the invites you're gonna get are like related to water.
Yes, for
You know what
sure.
I'm saying?
Yes.
And then I think like Elkhorn they're really proud of their district and they should be. I think it's like considered the top district in the city. I mean, I know that's like I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like from what I've heard
Yep.
supposedly, and I think that that's like a very specific culture where it's like people really prioritize academics when it comes to their kids and sports. And so it's just kind of like a very competitive. I feel like there's a very competitive undertone in general where it's like a lot of people like doing the most when it comes to their kids' sports and doing the most when it comes to their like grades. Millard West is known as a really popular school, and I think Millard in general is like more relaxed,
Mhm.
but I think that they're not really on the radar as much because there's nowhere to build new construction. So you don't really hear of people moving to Millard because it's like there's not a lot of newness there. And I feel like a lot of people who want the older homes, like they're sticking to like Dundee, West Side, kind of those old historic charm
Yep.
You know, like it's like in Millard, it's like you're actually going to get a great deal in quality construction because a lot of those homes were built in the 2000s, which I feel like was
Yes.
like the last era of excellent building.
For sure.
So I'm
Definitely.
saying don't overlook it at all, but I think that like Millard, I think is like the quintessential Omaha like suburb because it was kind of the first one,
Yep.
you know, and
For
then
sure. I mean, West Side was like the
yeah,
first one,
Rose
but I mean, that was like a real long time ago. Oh, yeah. I
it was
mean,
like a
yes, it
while
was 40s
ago.
and 50s.
Yeah. And then I think if you want that small town living, like Bennington is great because it's
It's
like
great.
you're getting the small town experience.
Bennington is like definitely a higher end place to live. It's pretty expensive. So much of it is new construction. It's great if that's what you're looking for. I think you can go even a little bit further out. Like you
Yeah.
mentioned, Valley. Obviously, there's the lakes and valleys if you want high end, new construction, fancy. Um, but like Valley has some of that small town feel. Same with Fremont,
Yeah.
Plattsmouth, Ashland. So there
Yeah.
are a lot of these great small
Smaller.
towns.
If you want
That
that small town feel, but access to like large city amenities within an hour, like any of those places are phenomenal.
like amazing. And maybe
Yeah.
you like, do you have other things you would want to add? Maybe did I forget anywhere? I know Wahoo.
Yeah.
We kind of feel like Wahoo is having a
I do
resurgence.
think Wahoo is like, well, because I think there's people who lived in Fremont and Valley because it was like out, and then now they're moving further out. I just think people who want those acreages and
Yep.
new
Yep.
construction, you really do need to go to Wahoo if you want that infrastructure with it. I think Arlington's great, but I don't really know how much opportunity is in Arlington. There just
Yeah.
are a lot of these really cute pockets of town around Omaha, I feel like, compared to other cities where it's like driving distance, but you really will get that like small town feel and vibe. And especially if you want that for your kids, because I do think like sports culture in Nebraska surrounding kids is heightened. I obviously have not lived in Texas in 10 years, so I mean, I'm kind of flying blind, but like I think we take it to an extreme,
Yes.
you know,
It's like
but
a big deal here.
yeah.
And so if you want your kid to be able to play on
Yeah.
varsity, you might have to move to these small
Smaller
towns,
towns.
or they're going to be a real star in Omaha to be able to
Yeah,
thrive
unless
and
they've been
play.
like playing competitively since they were 4 or 6. You know,
Yes,
good
exactly.
luck to you.
Exactly. Or you can move to one of these small towns that are great. But yeah, I mean, and a lot of these small towns have like those huge like acreage developments in the outskirts of even the small towns. So you can get that like 1 to 5 acre lot that I feel like that is so many people want that.
Want
That's like their
that.
dream.
Well, I feel
They
like
want
when
to
they're
build a $1 to $2 million
yeah,
house.
when they're thinking of Nebraska, they're
Yes.
thinking of that initially.
Yes.
I think they think we're all just living in these acreages like within a city.
Yeah, I know. It's like no, Omaha is actually parts of it are very urban and
Yes.
parts of it are very just like suburban
Suburbans.
sprawl. And
Yeah.
but like a lot of these, like Fort Calhoun, they definitely have these like neighborhoods that are
Hmm.
just like these sprawling acreages where you can build that like massive house, have the pool, maybe even have some horses, whatever it is
Yeah.
that like you want on
You
your
want
little hobby
to do.
farm
Yes.
thing. Uh, there are a lot of those types of options around the metro, which I think is
If you
really
want
cool.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's that balance. And I think that's the cool thing about Omaha is like
yes,
whatever you want, I promise we have it.
yes.
Like
Well, you
we
can
have
find
got a
anything.
wide array of offerings when it comes to dwellings and experiences. So I just think that
Yes.
the more that you know what you want and you have a realtor that you can trust to like guide you in that right direction, honestly, cake.
Yes. I mean, I think you
Like,
can truly find like basically anything you want within an hour
yeah,
of the Omaha Metro. But I think like it really is going to impact your lifestyle where you decide to actually land, which is
yeah,
why it's most important to like decide the lifestyle that you want
versus
and
worrying about the house.
versus worrying about the house.
Yeah,
And obviously at the end of the day, sure, everybody has these huge dreams, but like you, the money factor is always at play. Like, what
yeah,
can you actually
totally. Well,
afford?
yeah, no, it's like
So,
budgets are like reigning supreme.
yes,
I'm just like,
I mean,
what can we
what can
afford?
we afford? So yeah, you can't always be as picky as maybe
Yeah.
people would like on lifestyle because obviously certain neighborhoods and certain areas are going to cost a lot
More. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
because I mean, there's always been pockets, and there's always been like I think more desired places. But I also think now that I've been here 10 years, it's interesting to watch it like kind of shift because I feel like Pepperwood was like a moment, and so
yeah,
was Harvey Oaks, and then now
yes.
it's like
I mean,
They're not as popular as they were
I
once were. You
yeah,
know what I'm
right.
saying?
They're great,
Like,
but like that's not necessarily where people are like, oh, I gotta go
yeah,
to
because
these
those were
neighborhoods.
like centrally located at the
Yes,
time and they had great highway access. So it's like that's
yes,
where everybody wanted to live because it's like you were near all of the action, all the things that were happening in like West Omaha at
West.
the
Yes, which
time.
is not West anymore.
Yeah. And so now they've like kind of fallen off because it's like, okay, well, they're not West. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And then it's like,
they're not like downtown at all.
yeah, yeah.
Very
So
far
it's
from
like they're just kind
downtown.
of in this like weird kind of in between where it's like you're still like buy a lot of different amenities and they're still fantastic, but it's interesting to watch the popularity kind of come and then like
Yeah, it doesn't help that Harvey Oaks is like right next to Oakview
yeah,
and stuff.
which at one time like that was the spot.
I know that was the spot. It's just like it's not.
When they take that Dillard's out of there, I'm gonna cry.
I know. I mean that poor mall. Like we need some vision. Did somebody bought it recently? I feel like or something. I don't
I don't
remember.
know. I mean, but they've been working on Crossroads for forever.
I mean, all we just need to hope and pray that something actually comes of that. So it's not just a big dirt pile in like the
Yeah.
biggest intersection in Omaha.
Yeah.
Um,
The irony.
I know the irony of it all.
Because have you heard of Avenue One and like what?
Yeah.
So is that in the middle of?
22nd
Okay.
and Dodge.
Okay, is that where that's gonna be?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're opening up a steakhouse that's super popular in Texas. It
Oh,
won't be here until like
okay.
next summer. And I mean, obviously, it's like a higher end steakhouse, but they have phenomenal cocktails to where it's like, I'm just excited to be able to pop in there for a cocktail. And that's like
great.
not far at all from me.
Yes,
So I
no,
mean,
Valley
more
is nice and close.
thrilled. Like,
Yes, and I think like we're gonna see more of these. They're like calling them suburban, which is like
yeah.
suburban urban developments. That's like what
There's
Harwood
gonna be like an
Preserve
air
is.
house in
Yes,
there, West
at Avenue
Elm.
One.
Yeah.
Yes, like that's doing great. And then Harwood Preserve is exploring these other options of like
Yeah.
retail on on the main floor,
Yeah.
and then like apartments or condos above. And they're building a big condo unit at Harwood Preserve, which is like that 156 and
Dodge.
Pacific-ish
Yeah.
and Dodge,
Yeah.
where like the Onyx dealership is. Valmont moved their headquarters there, and they have that.
Okay.
That's like the one place in the middle, central Omaha that is still building new construction.
Yeah. If you
Central
want,
Omaha.
yeah, Central
And that's in
Omaha.
like Millard North High School. But yeah, I mean those are big lots building expensive homes as well. So, but it's
It'll
not.
be interesting to watch it all fill out and
I
see
know.
to see who it attracts.
For sure. Yeah, I'm really curious. Like this, because the condo building, like all of the condos are going to be between 1 and 2 million
Wow.
for.
And
And
we
then,
haven't had condos like that in Omaha so
I mean, we have
far.
like the riverfront, but those
Okay.
sell for like the most expensive ones sell for maybe 1 million.
Okay. So that's like where it tops out.
Yes, and
Okay.
then I mean,
Really
they're like
interested.
they're like $400,000 to $600,000 condos downtown, but yeah, it's gonna be
It's
interesting
interesting.
to see what happens with that and if people are drawn to it. I mean, maybe maybe it'll pull in those people who are wanting new construction but really do not want to have to maintain anything. Snowbirds, like people that really are
When I
going out of town.
retire, like, do you know what I'm saying? And my
Yes.
husband is like deceased because he is 7 years older than me, so it will happen.
Yes.
Um, I want to be in a condo.
Yes.
Like, why am I at like 70 years old trying to like figure out like why my light bulb went out? Like, do you know what I'm
Yes,
saying? And I mean, like,
I want to mow the yard.
yes, and it's like,
Like-
God willing, I can like afford it, but it's just like,
Yes.
why would I be trying to like maintain a home? Like,
yes.
like.
No, thank
So
you.
I'm excited. I mean, I probably will not be able to afford the $1 million condo, but
Yes, I mean,
I'm excited that they're gonna have them,
It's
and I
gonna
mean,
be an
because I think
option.
it will serve an audience.
Yes,
Because I think
sure.
there's a clientele that wants it and needs it. So
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be curious to see how that all fills out. But I mean, it just shows that though that like those are the type of people wanting a specific lifestyle where they don't have to worry about anything.
there's gonna be walkability
There's
because
walkability.
there's supposed to be
coming out.
restaurants.
Yeah,
Yes,
restaurants. They have like in the
shopping
summer,
a little bit.
tiny bit of shopping. There's gonna be more in the summer. They do little like concerts on Friday nights and Saturday
Love
nights.
that.
Sometimes like the children's museum will come and bring their like truck and do a little pop-up children's
Oh,
museum there.
cool.
Like there's so much going on there,
Yeah.
and I think they'll continue to
Move in that
move
direction.
in that direction as more and more people live there. So
Yeah.
it'll be it's exciting for Omaha to even have something like that as an
Well, I
option.
think we're struggling with the community spaces.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I'm excited to see investors go in and put something in like that because I
Yeah.
think it gives us another place. I think winter here can be a little bit of a struggle because it's like it
without a
feels
doubt.
like you run out of like the 5 places to go to or to bring your kids
Just on heavy
specifically.
repeat.
Yes.
Same 5 places for
Yes.
sure.
So it can just get a little daunting. So it's, I mean,
Yeah.
not that they're having kid-centric places, but it would be cool, just to see. And it's just sometimes it's like sometimes an activity is just an activity. It does not need to be kid focused. It's just like, listen, everybody, this is where we're going this afternoon.
Yes, and we're gonna get out of the house. We're not gonna stay cooped up here in the middle of winter. But yeah, so I think that'll be great, and I hope that it thrives. I think when you start like
Yeah.
that, it's always a question of like who will
Come.
like who will buy these
Yeah.
things, who will be willing to explore a different lifestyle in Omaha than like what we're so drawn to, which is like the very suburban, urban, like the sprawl, like buying just
Yeah.
a suburban home in the sprawl. But so hopefully it'll thrive.
Take off. No,
Yeah.
definitely. Because then with Avenue One, is there going to be any residential? Is it
Mhm.
strictly just commercials?
There's supposed to be some residential too.
we
But I
just
mean,
don't know what it looks
we
like
don't know what it
yet.
looks like. A lot of these developments, I feel like they'll tell us like, oh, it's gonna be a mixture of all of these different things.
But it's like they're just kind of selling us on a dream because they're like, is anyone going to buy it?
Oh, exactly. They're just putting it out there, hoping they'll take off. I mean, I feel like that's what happened at the Crossroads.
For
Like
sure.
we keep getting all these different iterations of it. People are telling us all of these great things, and yeah, it's
You're
just
like-
kind of been a dirt pile, like a yeah, like a Target in like a barren wasteland,
No, I know.
basically.
And that
just
Target
blowing
has
dirt
like
all over.
survived
I know
because it's needed.
the Target. We need that
The
72nd
Target.
Dodge Target in Omaha.
Yeah.
Like
We
that thing
do.
cannot go anywhere. Like,
Like,
that is
my sanity depends on the
Yes,
success
yes.
of this Target.
We
No,
need
I
that
get
Target.
it. I get it.
Like it'd be cool if there was
Yeah.
something else around it at this point
Sure.
instead of just a parking garage. And
No, I know because at this point it's like, well, why did we
It's
tear
been
down?
years.
Why
It's
did
been
we?
years.
Why did we tear down the mall?
I know exactly.
Like the mall wasn't.
at least
It wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst.
exactly.
It wasn't as bad as it is now.
I know. Or like, do we just need to like spread some like grass seed over there and just like at least have some grass? I don't know.
You're like,
In a park? I mean, at this point, it'll just turn into a gigantic park.
yeah, because it
I
is
don't know.
awesome that they did do that library. I'm so
Yes.
excited to go inside of
Yes.
it.
The Dew Central Library is gonna be amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
all of the photos I've seen of it are absolutely gorgeous. Opens in April. It's gonna be amazing. But it's like, yeah, we need something other than
We
that.
need like a hub here.
Yeah, we need like let's do like a little like riverfront park down
Something.
in that crossroads
Oh my
area
gosh.
or
Well,
something.
Now I know what I'm going to be doing tonight is Googling who owns it and what's the holdup.
It recently sold to like an out of state developer. I think somebody in Utah,
Oh.
and they're yeah.
It's like who knows what they want to do with it.
Who knows?
Before we know it, it's going to be a church. And not that's a negative thing.
I
I'm
mean, at
just
this
like,
point, I think that'd be great.
yeah, just
Anything
something
instead of-
besides the dirt.
Yes, besides dirt.
Okay, well, you heard it here first. This is Morgan's official campaign. Get rid of the dirt.
Yes, get rid of the dirt. Anything is grass seed would be better than the dirt. I don't know, blowing this dust around.
Yeah. No, I think we're. Oh.
Anyway, I think we made an excellent case for why it's far more important to pick a house based on lifestyle. The location is far more important than the specifics of a house. My name is
sure.
Morgan Putnam, and I'm an Omaha realtor.
Adriana Ulrich with Valley Construction.
Thanks for
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. We can't wait to have you back next month. Drop a comment and let Morgan know what we should talk about next time.
yes, that's great. Any ideas?
We want to hear them.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.